This is a technique on how to use Microsoft Word and the dictation coverage. Now, this is Microsoft Word on the local computer, not online. On the upper right hand corner here, you see the word dictate. So if you click that, that means it's listening. And you see, as I am speaking, the words are appearing on the screen, period. Now, I'm used to dictating, so therefore I also am used to putting in punctuation, period. But there are many videos, if you go online and visit how to use dictation on Microsoft Word, that it will work and you can follow along, period. Now I'm going to go to Microsoft Word online. I just turned off dictation. Remember, if you don't turn it off, it'll continue to say on the screen what you say. A new blank document in Microsoft Word online. It looks a little bit different, but if you look here on the right side, again, let's see, yeah, right there, it has dictate. So if you click that, and you hear that tone, that means that it is listening to you as you speak, period. Okay, so I turned it off, but it's down here below. It's also up there in the top right. Because I had activated it, it's down here below too, waiting for me to reactivate it. You can also come in and use your hands and actually work with the keyboard if you need to. But as you can see, you heard that sound, comma, that sound says that it's listening and waiting for you to say something, period. Now, because this is a school computer, students have access to this feature, period. There are other features that I will explain to you in another video with regard to what it can do, but that's at this point not necessary, period. Now notice as I stumble with my words, comma, it says everything that I'm saying, period. Which means if I wanted to actually post this somewhere or send it to somebody, comma, I would need to edit it, period. All right, now I'm going to go to the natural reader, period. Now you'll notice before I go into it, it's already up here on the right side. I showed you the dictation in Word, but the natural reader should already be in your student's computer, period. We have walked them through installing it on all their computers. So I'm going to turn off dictation, and I'm going to say Control N to make a new screen. And now I'm going to use just one of my accounts, one of my web pages that I use with my students. All right, so here I am on my page, but in the upper right hand corner you'll see that blue N, bluish greenish N. That's the natural reader. So because I'm on this page, I can just hit it and it's loading the page.
HHS Fella. An 8-cow wife. Story of an hour. The obstacle. This site is a text with a read aloud option.
Okay, so now I'm going to pause this. So you understand, it will read whatever is on the screen. All the students who have done as I have instructed and installed Natural Reader have this access. Now I'm going to open up 8-cow wife. But the thing is, you can do this with any...
An 8-cow wife.
You can do this with any website. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to highlight what I want the system to read. Now I'm not going to go just hit the end this time. Okay, I've highlighted it. Now I'm going to right click on my mouse. And notice it gives this little menu. I'm going to say read the selection. And it gave me kind of an error. I'm going to try it again. It may be that it wants me to actually upload. It hasn't before, but okay, so it says upload or open document. It's not there. So in this particular case, it obviously didn't work. Why, I'm not sure. But it opens up the online reader. So I'm going to go back over here to the site. I'm going to right click and copy that. I'll go back to the site that it took me to, which is the Natural Reader. I'm going to click here. I'm going to Control All. And it highlighted everything. And I'm going to Control V to paste. Control and V to paste. And it pasted everything that I had copied. Now this may be another step and it may be a little bit annoying, but actually when you get used to the system, you can do this rather quickly.
When I sailed to Kiniwada, an island in the Pacific, I took along a notebook. After I got back, it was filled with descriptions of flora.
Okay, so now you hear it's reading it. It is reading it in a methodical machine-voiced technique, but that's you're kind of stuck with that. I put it in, and because it stops at every other line and doesn't have a continual writing, it's going to pause at the end of the line. However, you'll notice here at the bottom, when I actually did read it, it showed it word by word, which is really good for those who struggle with reading. I'm going to play it again.
Descriptions of flora and fauna, native customs and costumes. But the only note that still interests me is the one that says, Johnny Lingo gave 8 cows to Sarita's father. And I don't need to have it in writing. I'm reminded of it every time.
Okay, so you see how that works. That is true with any site. I'll go to Yahoo. With the school computer, you have to go down to a Google search to do that. But going to Yahoo. I see Prince Philip has died. This has all these little articles. But I can have Natural Reader just start to read.
Man wrongfully jailed 44 years will only be paid for 15. Celebrity. Women's health. Elizabeth Hurley, 55, flaunts super toned abs in favorite bikini. At Home Pro. At Tennessee homeowners may get new windows at no cost.
Okay, so you see it's reading the web page. I haven't discerned what it should read. It's just simply reading it. So that's how you use the natural reader. If you have any questions, just email me. You have my email, jmalba@mnps.org.